How much trouble are Leeds in at the moment?
Yeah, they're in huge trouble. I mean, he keeps persisting with the 4-2-3-1. Easy to play against. And it's, you look at it, they've lost. Fulham beat them, then Leicester beat them, Arsenal beat them 1-0, although they were quite decent in that game, actually. Harsh with the Bamford one that was ruled off.
Yeah, I think it should have stood.
I agree with you. So they played quite well in that, lost 2-1 to Crystal Palace. It's been a tough for them, but when you look at the way Leeds play as well, I mean, you're talking about they're a high possession-based team. So the only teams that have had higher possession than them are Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Liverpool and Brighton. So they obviously keep the ball. They're the only teams that have got more possession than they do. So they obviously keep the ball really well. But one of their issues has been putting the ball in the back of the net. They've created a number of chances. And again, against Arsenal, they had that many chances, didn't convert them. And you know what happens? You don't take your chances, you get punished. But we spoke about Leeds and we spoke about Steve Cooper at Nottingham Forest. Now, what Steve Cooper's had to do is they're playing a way that I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to play that way. Bit more defensive, a little bit more robust, tight together. And then as they get a bit more confidence, start to implement what he really wants to do in that Nottingham Forest team. But he's not been able to do that because of the start they made. Jesse Marsch might have to do that because at the minute they're so open, it's scary. And you know what it's like when you've been doing something for so long, as they did under Bielsa, you almost, when things are going wrong, revert back to type. So there was a chance, I think it was against Fulham, where Pereira had the whole half. I've never seen that.
Right, he just straight the goalkeeper.
Straight the goalkeeper, but he had the whole half to himself. It's almost like they go for that man to man, and there's just gaps everywhere. Absolutely, it's so easy to play against. So Jesse Marsch is going to have to spend a bit of time on the training pitch and just come out of a way of, even if they start getting a few draws first, and then they start getting positive results. That's what he's going to have to do. Because right now, if he keeps persisting with his 4-2-3-1, unfortunately, they're not good enough right now to keep playing the same system.
One Leeds fan phoned up talkSPORT. I'm guessing it was on the sports bar. I can't remember which one. It wasn't. It was the breakfast show. And said that he would rather Leeds lose in their next game. This is Liverpool live on talkSPORT, of course, on Saturday night. Rather his Leeds side lose to get rid of the manager than win and keep him. What do you make of that? What was that?
The Poppy.
Oh, okay.
I never really understand when fans of the club say they wish that the team loses so that they... Because you never know. That 3 points that you're wishing that you get beat might be the ones that send you down.
That's a very good point.
Be the ones that send you down. So no, I wouldn't be wishing for nobody to lose a game so that the manager gets sacked. But Leeds have got to just find a different way of playing. I mean, they go Liverpool, Anfield. I don't expect them to get anything. But they've got a game against Bournemouth at home. There's no reason why they can't get something there.
Spurs away.
Spurs away
before the break.
No, but I mean, you got Spurs away and then Tottenham away.
Spurs and Tottenham are the same.
Spurs away, sorry. Then City at home.
Yeah.
As the next, I know there's a gap in between. And then Newcastle away. So that Bournemouth, I know they've got Liverpool next, but that Bournemouth game as well.
He's massive for them.
Massive for them with the run of games they've got coming up.
Yeah. Do you think their first season back in the Premier League, they finished top 10? I think it was 9th they finished. And last season they just survived by the skin of their teeth, 17th. Do you think that 9th place finishing has maybe hindered them a bit because the Leeds fans their expectation levels have gone through
No,
the
because I
roof?
think and we've seen it before with newly promoted teams, when newly promoted teams come out of the Championship and they try and play cagey football, they try and be a bit more quite stodgy, quite hard to play against, but not really expansive. They kind of get a little bit nervous and they don't play the way and they're waiting to get beat. They normally go straight back down. What Leeds did under Bielsa was they got promoted and went, I can remember it like it was yesterday, that very first game against Liverpool, 4-3 at Anfield. Remember how they went back and forth with Liverpool? And I remember people thinking, if they play like that all season, they'll be fine. And as you said, they had that 9th place finish. Second season's always the hardest because people know how you play. They know exactly how to play against you. Premier League teams are good teams. And that's Bielsa ended up losing his job because there was no real plan B there. And Jesse Marsch at the minute is finding that all of a sudden, I need to cut this 4-2-3-1. It's still not working, but I'm going to persist with it. He needs to find a different way of getting results.
We'll take calls on it. Of course we will. 03717223344. While you're dialing, have a listen to this because earlier on this week, the Leeds winger Jack Harrison spoke exclusively to talkSPORT's Alex Crook. He said they're doing everything they can to turn their poor form around.
Every day in training, everybody's bringing their best. The training sessions have been a really high standard and really high intensity. So yeah, I think we use that as a benchmark to aim for every game. Obviously, it's difficult to do that, but yeah, I think games like Chelsea, where we can really show how we're able to play and get the result as well, is always a plus. So that's something that we're aiming for. Every day in training, everybody's working really hard to try and get back on track.
How many? Sorry, what were you going to say?
I like him.
A lot of people like him.
I
actually.
like him. I think he's a good player. Jack,
lot
I
of- yeah.
really like. I mean, this season maybe he hasn't been at his best. I think he's only got 1 goal, a couple of assists. But last season, the 8 goals. But he's so comfortable in possession with both feet, left, right.
Yeah.
I really like him. And it doesn't surprise me if there's been 1 or 2 people thinking,
Oh,
know
without
what?
a doubt.
That
There
would
was
take
an
him.
article, I think it was in the Times, maybe 2 weeks ago, about him.
Yeah.
About how supposedly the big heads are looking at him at the
Which
moment.
doesn't surprise. I mean, he was
Yeah.
at City anyway, wasn't he? As
Yeah.
a kid, he obviously did the whole his journey
That's
was
right.
for America. But I really like him.
How many games away do you think the manager? I was going to say Bielsa, freudianly. How many games away do you think Jesse Marsch is away from getting the sack?
I think if they get beat at Liverpool, which I think they could do.
Bournemouth is the one, right?
Yeah, if they get beat by Bournemouth with that big gap of the World Cup coming up,
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
they'll move on from him. And
How many points out of those 6 points on offer? How many will get him the sack if they don't get them?
If they don't get 3,
Yeah. So they need a win.
they need to beat Bournemouth.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.